Yo guys, so if you are new to Photoshop, you will obviously be confused by the many options that are available. In this video, I am going to make things much more easier for you so you can understand that Photoshop is not as difficult as you think. We will be making the simplest flyer that you can use for a graphic artwork or something else, and then we will be looking into other options that will help you go as a graphic designer. With that being said, I decided to make a simple flyer for you guys so you can understand the basics of Photoshop. So please do enjoy this video. Before we get into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share on the video, and let me know what other video I can help you with. I will give you a tip on how I was able to learn Photoshop quicker than I expected. You just need to be able to learn these tools on Photoshop on your left side of the screen, and then if you understand most of them, and you have a basic idea of how each and every one of them works, you will be able to make a decent flyer actually using all of these tools and just your imagination in some cases. But if you master these tools, you will have an edge and you will reach your goal much more quicker. So today we are going to make a simple flyer. I challenged myself to make a poster that has only a wrap, like a food wrap, which you can consume and so on. Let's just assume that they are selling it at a restaurant or something. So we're gonna create a flyer using that only, and we're gonna sample colors from the wrap itself. So yes, we are going to take the wrap and drag it and drop it on Photoshop. This is what we're going to use. Only this, nothing much. We just have to work around this and put in some text and layers and actually make it much more cooler and appealing to the eye. Okay, cool. So now what we need to do is just remove the background of the wrap. That's the basic one. It's subject, and then select subject, and then it's going to select the whole thing for you. And that it's a cool feature from Photoshop. It actually selects the subject for you instead of you having to cut it the normal way using the lasso tool or something. So we make it a smart object, convert to smart object. Okay, cool. Make this a bit small. So now the only thing we need to do is just sample the background color from the wrap itself. So depending on the color palettes that you get from the company, or the colors that the company uses, or they will just give you a brief, so you will go according to the brief. But in case of this video, we don't have a brief. We just wing it. So you will have to sample a color. Okay, now we choose the background, go to the adjustment, choose a solid color, and then now the only thing that you need to do is just sample, pick a color from the wrap. Okay, this is too much, this is too light, but this could work only if we make it a bit darker. Okay, darker, that doesn't work. Let's see. This is something new. Okay, we can work with this. Okay, cool. Just to save another color, you can come to the same wrap and try to mimic a color that we will contrast the background with. So I think this one is okay. Okay, now that you have the background and you have the wrap itself, which is the main subject that you're going to use for this flyer, you now need to apply the basics of graphic design. You need to apply just the basic stuff that you need to learn on YouTube. There are some videos that can help you. I'll put them in the description below so you can at least have an idea of how you can apply your basic stuff. So let's move on. So now that you have the whole thing, now let's create some shapes for the background, at least so we can make the poster appealing, see, so it doesn't look so boring and all of that. So let's see how we can do this. Okay, I'm just going to make a basic flyer. So it's just going to be getting to shape, rectangular tool, and then putting it, okay, not too much. Okay, cool. Now we need to make the edges much more round. I'm guessing the 100 will do. Perfect. Now, if you are new to Photoshop, I am assuming if you watch my videos, you are new to Photoshop, but if you are not, then it's still a bonus. If you are new to Photoshop, Photoshop is basically putting layers on layers on layers on layers, but making them appealing and putting them in order and making sense out of all of the layers that you have. So yeah, that's how I can simply explain Photoshop for you. So if this is on top of the wrap, you need to drag it below the wrap so the wrap can be on top of that. So now that we have at least some direction, we click on the shape, the rectangular tool, and you press Control and click on the wrap itself. We link them. By linking them, you're making the both items to be linked so they don't separate. You will have to move them all together at the same time. So now that you get it, okay, we have some direction. We know what to do now. So if it's like this, we click on the rectangular here on the layers panel, and then you add a layer. The reason why you add a layer is because you want to add some detail to the flyer, which is like your shadows, your adjustment layers can be a layer on its own in the layer panels. So just add a layer and then I will show you how everything is done. So you just go to the brush tool and then you click, you rasterize it, and then by going to the brush tool, you will have to play around with the perspective of the brush, or how you want the brush to look like as soon as you use it. So if you use it like straight like this and not turn it, it's going to be a straight circle that it's just everywhere. It's just a normal circle, can't do anything. But then if you want to make it much more adding shadow on an object or something, you will just have to click right on your mouse and then play with the perspective of the brush like this. Okay, now you will have to change the background color or the color of the brush, because obviously shadow needs to be a bit dark. So that's the thing. You choose that and then you click on the layer that you just added. Let's just rename it. Okay, so it's in shadow. Cool. As soon as you have your layer sorted out, you come to that layer again, you click. So now you can at least see the difference of the shadow and not. See, if there's no shadow, it makes the poster look like it's 2D. So if you want to add some depth and realism to your artwork, you will need to add some shadow. So cool. Now that there's some shadow, you need to add another bit of shadow just so it can pop out. Cool. Now it looks much more better. Okay, cool. I will just fast forward this whole process for the sake of time wasting, but just so I can summarize everything and make this video as short as possible. So if you have enjoyed this video, thank you for watching and all of that. Please subscribe, comment and share.